All right, here we go. Positive energy all the time. I didn't even finish my last live before my YouTube and my social media and my emails start blowing up. It looks like some NBA players and coaches have been arrested for gambling and for all other types of crimes. It's a little crazy. We're going to get into it. Rep your city. I'm representing Chi-Town, aka Chicago, aka Chirac. Good to see you, Ashanti. So rep your city, rep your city. Run those likes up, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell while we talk about this unfortunate situation. Very unfortunate. A lot going on. We got Spartanburg in the building. We got Miami in the building. We have Miami again. Representing. Good to see you, Mike. We got Houston in the building with the beautiful and lovely lady Lioness. We have Oakland in the building. We got Brooklyn here. Atlanta. We got New York in the building. Brooklyn, New York. We got New York in the building. I didn't really get a break this time. It's going a little bit crazy with the gambling, especially right behind Gilbert Arenas. It's a little tripped out. If you don't know, Gilbert Arenas got caught up. Gilbert Arenas, after spending a night in jail with the Mafia for gambling. It looks like y'all stressed. Good luck in court. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be there because I'm snitching. I expect people to tie him in with this. You know, it's I can't say he has nothing to do with this, but this is mighty suspicious that he just got in trouble for gambling and all of a sudden there's all this information. It's suspicious. You know? It's suspicious, you know? But this is a mess. Like this is really a problem. And one of the reasons I'm talking about it, because just recently, maybe yesterday or the day before, probably yesterday, I just mentioned that's why I don't really support sports. I believe they're rigged. I've been saying that. I believe all those sports are rigged. Boxing, baseball, basketball, football. I believe they're rigged. They seem to be phony. And they just seems to be phony. Okay. Pete Rose was practically, kicked out of baseball. Practically. For gambling. But now all of a sudden, it's cool. And I just don't like the idea of a sporting event brought to you by gambling companies. I thought right then that was a conflict of interest, especially after punishing so many athletes for gambling. Wouldn't let Pete Rose get in the Hall of Fame. But yet you can watch a basketball game or boxing, and it's brought to you by gambling, which to me seems to be corrupt. Well, that's why I would never vote on sports, because sports are brought to you by gambling. How many times you hear say FanDuel or Draft brought to you by DraftKings? I'm not saying straight out that they're crooked. I can't say that, but it just gives you it's just not a good look to have gambling involved with sports. It's just not. So now we have this horrible situation with Chauncey Billups and Terry and a bunch of people. Ooh, ooh, and 4 crime families, 4 mafia families are involved. That's pretty serious. And the investigation went over 11 states. They arrested 30 people, ex-NBA players and coaches. Ooh, right? And they're doing some crazy stuff. They're being charged with wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling, and crypto fraud. That's right on crypto fraud too. They're charged with sports betting and illegal gambling. Basketball teams are mixed in it. The Hornets, the Trailblazers, the Lakers, and the Toronto Rangers is all tied up into this mess. Gilbert, that's a whole different case. So that's a whole different case with Gilbert. Allegedly, supposedly. You could tell they was cheating for LeBron, The LeBron James era of basketball is the worst era of basketball ever. It's just horrible. It's just I don't like basketball. Basketball is just absolutely horrible. Football too. Football. Some of them calls, man, they make a call to change the whole game. The game never has a chance to even. With football, they could throw the whole game just by a couple of whistles, and the game. That's it. The other team is all discombobulated, and the men that watch it are such fanboys. They don't care. They can cheat all they want as long as your person wins. I don't want you to cheat for my team. I don't. How am I going to cheer for my team when you cheated? It's these men is in a lot of trouble. This is a big, 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 big mess. This is serious. 4 mafia families. And they was doing stuff, y'all, like using, like they had x-ray poker tables. Hey, they had x-ray tables where the table could see the cards and tell you the cards. They had all type of electronic devices to tell you the cards, and all kind of wires in everybody's ear, and all type of stuff. And they was using Chauncey to get the suckers to come to the game. Then they clean you out. Because like you sitting at the poker game, but these 4 dudes is all working together. You're the only one in there playing. The losers, you're the only ones in there playing by yourself. Everybody else is working together. They had cards that you can see through if you had the right stuff. They had bugs. They had things where they could talk to each other while they was at the table. They had all this sophisticated equipment, just like they got on them slot machines. Them slot machines is rigged. You know, I was in Vegas once with a queen, and we at Vegas, right? And say behind me right here, it's a whole wall of just glass, like mirrors. All this is just tall mirrors. It's a mirror wall. And in front of me here, there's this gigantic slot machine, right? It's huge. So I tell the queen, take a picture of me in front of this huge slot machine. So when I got in front of the slot machine, some men came out the wall. The mirrors opened and some men came out and ran up on us and said, you can't take a picture of this machine. So from that day, when I'll be in Vegas, I look and I see the mirrored ceilings. They up there looking at the game, fixing the game, making the roulette wheel stop where they want to look. I think at that, was it that same time? I think at that same time I was there. The queen was upstairs ready to go to sleep. I went down to where they was gambling, and there was nobody hardly in there. But there was some people at the roulette table. And the roulette table was surrounded. Just one table was open, so it was packed with these Asians and Arab types. And so when it got time to bet, these guys had a lot of money. So they stacked a whole bunch of chips on the table. I'll never forget this, right? In roulette. So the whole table was covered with chips, lots of money. And if let's say there's 39 numbers, there's only like two numbers or three numbers with no chips on it. So this whole table is full of chips. The roulette wheel spin and the ball stopped on this one spot in the middle of all the chips where there wasn't no chips. And the dude took the thing and raked all of those chips off the table. You have to see the visual. So I seen him rake all they chips, thousands of dollars, right? And then I looked and noticed it was empty. And that's when it hit me. Oh, y'all got to pay these light bills. They not finna let nobody win. Ain't nobody in here. Ain't no way that one number in the middle of all them chips got hit. Impossible. Impossible. All them people was betting and nobody won. And it hit the one empty spot. Where it hit at was surrounded with chips everywhere except that one spot. And that's the spot I said, this is this is totally illegal. That wheel stopped on that number because the ball's in the wheel, and then it stopped. They made it go right to the number they wanted it to go to. Whatever's in that ball, they turned on that magnet or whatever and made that ball. That ball went to that number, and they took all that people's money. So these brothers, they in some big old, man, they looking at a lot of prison time unless you snitch. Billups and Rozier were among a total of 34 people arrested. This is brought to you by ESPN. The arrests were the results of a year-long investigation covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars. FBI Director Kash Patel said, Patel and other law enforcement officials said the multiple charges involved 4 mafia families and organized crime networks and mind-boggling amounts of fraud. Rozier, who was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando, Florida, is accused of participating in an illegal sports betting scheme using insider NBA information. The Heat lost their season opener to the Magic on Wednesday when Rozier did not play due to a coach's decision. According to the indictment, Rozier and other defendants had access to private information known by NBA players or NBA coaches that was likely to affect the outcome of games or players' performances, and provided that information to other co-conspirators in exchange for either a flat fee or a share of the betting profits. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Keller Jr., called it one of the most brazen sports corrupt schemes since online sports betting began widely legalized in the United States. Since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States, which it never should have been. Billups, who was arrested in Oregon, is charged in a separate indictment alleging a wide range of scheme to rig underground poker games that were backed by mafia families, authorities said. The defendants are accused of using technology to steal more than $7 million from victims in the New York area, Nokello said. Both Billups and Rozier face money laundering and wire fraud conspiracy charges, according to the indictments. Billups and Rozier are expected to make initial court appearances later Thursday in Oregon and Florida respectively. Prosecutors in their detention memo asked the judge to impose substantial bail conditions on all defendants in the poker rigging case and noted that Billups had substantial financial resources. The NBA said it is looking into the matter. We are in the progress of reviewing the federal indictments announced today, the league said in a statement. Terry Rozier and Charlie Bunsen are being placed on immediate leave from their teams, and we will continue to cooperate with the relevant authorities. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority. Former Cleveland Cavalier player and assistant coach Damon Jones was also among those arrested Thursday. He was an unofficial assistant coach for the Los Angeles Lakers in 2022-2023 when he allegedly was involved with the sports betting scheme by providing inside information about NBA games to co-defendants according to the indictment. According to Nokella, 6 defendants are accused of being involved in the sports betting case, while there are 31 defendants allegedly involved in the rigged poker game. Jones is one of 3 people allegedly involved in both cases, Nokella said. Sports books in multiple states flagged suspicious betting interests on Rozier's statistics ahead of the Charlotte Hornets New Orleans Pelican game on March 23rd, 2023. An unexpected surge of bets included 30 wagers in 46 minutes from a professional bettor totaling $13,759 came in on the under on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, causing sportsbooks to halt betting on the veteran guard. Rozier then with the Hornets played just 10 minutes before leaving the game, citing a foot injury. Rozier's lawyer, Tim Trusty, said in a statement that his client is not a gambler and looks forward to winning this fight. Trusty previously told ESPN that Rozier met with NBA and FBI officials multiple times in 2023. Did he snitch? The NBA said it looked into the matter at the time and did not find that any league rules were broken. Yeah, right. Man, he probably was talking. Alleged. I can't say he was talking, but probably. The National Basketball Players Association addressed Thursday's arrest, said in a statement, the integrity of the game is paramount to NBA players, but so is the presumption of innocence, and both are hindered when player popularity is misused to gain attention. We will ensure our members are protected and afforded their due process rights through this process. Billups has served as the Trailblazers coach since 2021 and was on the sideline for their season opening loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He is an NBA champion and Finals MVP. Right? Nokella said the poker scheme targeted victims known as fish who were lured to participate in the rigged games with the chance to play alongside former athletes who were known as face cards. Billups was one of those celebrities, Nokella said. A detention memo said the games were rigged through sophisticated cheating technology, such as altered card shuffling machines, hidden cameras, and poker chip trays. Whoa. Special sunglasses and x-ray equipment built into the table to read the cards of unsuspected players. Wait a minute, man. Hold on, Charlie Wally on the Holly. Hold on, Charlie Wally on the Holly. A detention memo said the games were rigged through sophisticated cheating technology, such as altered card shuffling machines, hidden cameras in poker chip trays, special sunglasses, and x ray equipment built into the table to read the cards of unsuspecting players. Once the fish lost, the mafia used extortion and violence to make sure they paid their gambling debts. Nokella said. Investigators found that the scheme involved members of associates of the Bonanno, Gambino, what is that, the Lou Kesey, and Genevieve crime family. New York City Commissioner Jessica Tisch said. One victim alone lost 1.8 million according to the indictment. So they used the mob. If you didn't pay, they used the mob to threaten you to collect. Victims believed that they were sitting at a fair table, Tisch said. Instead, they were cheated out of millions. Text messages between the defendants as they allegedly carried out their scheme show that in one such game in Las Vegas on April 2019, Billups was winning so many improbable hands with the help of a rigged shuffling machine that his overseers said he needed to lose on purpose to avoid being suspected of cheating. Following another rigged game in October 2020, Billups was wired $50,000 for his participation, the memo states. With Billups on leave, Trailblazer assistant Tago Splitter will assume the head coaching position in the interim. Listen, man. Rozier is the final season. His case is connected to the betting scandal involving former Toronto Raptors center Jonte Porter, who was banned from the NBA in the spring of 2024 for his role in gambling scheme around player prop bets. Porter pleaded guilty. See, Porter might have been the snitch. People snitching. Porter pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges and admitted in court to manipulate in his performance in two games during the 2023-2024 season. He is awaiting sentencing in December. So he's still awaiting the sentencing, and now all of a sudden everybody else getting busted? Yeah, okay. 4 men, including Porter, have pleaded guilty in the case. 2 other men have been named as co-conspirators or conspirators, named as conspirators, and have been in plea negotiations according to the court file. Yeah, plea negotiations mean snitching, allegedly. Jones, 49, played for 10 NBA teams over 11 years career from 1988 to 2009 and was a Cavaliers assistant from 2016 to 2018. NBA Commissioner Anna Silver, appearing on the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday, said the league has been working on its sportsbook partners to combat attempts at manipulation. Right. Y'all, they shouldn't be betting on sports. We've asked some of our partners to pull back some of the prop bets, especially when they're on two-way players, guys who don't have the same stake in the competition, where it's too easy to manipulate something, which seems otherwise small and inconsequential to the overall score, Silver said. We're trying to put in place learning as well as we go, and working with the betting companies. Some additional control to prevent some of that manipulation. Man, you can't mix betting with sports. You can't mix no betting with sports. They tripping, man. They tripping. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I've told y'all. That's why I don't bet on sports. I never bet on sports. Look, former NBA star, suspected Israeli crime figure, arrested on federal indictment alleging high stakes illegal poker games at Encino Mansion. Los Angeles, former NBA star Gilbert Arenas and five other defendants, including a suspected high level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group, were arrested today on a federal indictment alleging they operated a illegal gambling business in which high stakes poker games were played at an Encino Mansion Arenas owned. See? See? They was ganking people out their money. They was cheating people out their money. It wasn't nothing fair about none of it. They was scamming. They need to stop trying to link LeBron to this. They just because the Lakers was involved, they gonna link them. Just because the Lakers is involved, that's gonna damage his career a little bit. Yeah. They scamming people. The crime was they wasn't just scamming people. They was doing wire fraud. They was doing money laundering. They was doing extortion, right? They was robbing people. It was illegal gambling and crypto fraud. In other words, if I owed them $1 million or whatever, they sent gangsters to make sure I run that money. You can only imagine how many people got beat up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know, but in that world, it's violent, high level gambling, and you an NBA star, and they give you credit based on you say I'm good for it, and then you lose 2 meal and you ain't got it. You only got a meal, and you don't want to give them your last meal because you don't want your wife to know, so you try to get them 750,000, and you know what happens? They apply pressure. When it all come out, if it all come out, it's gonna be horrific. What you think happened to the people that didn't pay on time? 4 Mafia families, you already know. Y'all know how that went. Y'all know how that went. If you owe the mob 250,000 on Friday and you don't give it to them, that's going to be 350,000. That's going to be 350,000 by that next week. Every time you don't pay, them interest rates is crazy. Once they get their hooks in you, they take your house, your car, you lose everything. Probably your wife. You lose everything. So when you see these NBA players made all this money and be broke, now you know behind the scene. When you see dudes, games rigged, when you see dudes out there shooting long jumpers and ain't look like they trying to win the game, gonna see no names. But one of these big basketball players I seen a game where he wasn't even trying to win. It was clear dude wasn't trying to win. He even walked down the court. You know what I'm saying? MJ owed that money. And when MJ owed that money, he had to pay that money when he owed that money. A dude got hurt over that money. Some people think it has something to do with his father, but that didn't really have nothing to do with his father. But allegedly, supposedly, him and Isaiah, one reason they had fell out, other than Juanita, was that big gambling house up in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That big gambling house up in they had a big gambling house up in Detroit where Michael and Isaiah used to gamble a lot. And see, Isaiah from Chicago, so he knew Juanita. So he'd always say messed up stuff to Michael on the court. Why would you want to do that when you're making hundreds of millions of dollars? Because first you go in there playing around, Robert, just trying to have some enjoyment, but then you lose. And so the way gambling works is once you lose, you want to win it back. And so now you're trying to win it back. Now you're in a hole. It's an addiction. So they don't go in there thinking they're going to gamble everything away. Gambling work like this. I go in there with $5,000. I start gambling. I lose $1,500. I want to win it back. In the process of trying to win it back, I lost $2,500. That makes you want to win back more. That really makes you want to win it back. Now you're down $3,000. That makes you want to win it back even more because you only got $2,000. Next thing you know, you got $1,000. Next thing you know, you got $500. Next thing you know, you're in the back turning in your deed or maybe your car note, your car information, your car registration for a loan. Because you can go home and get your deed and bring it back and get a loan, or you can give them your car registration in them back offices. I used to hang out on the boats at night when I get through hustling. And when I used to get through hustling, yeah, it's exactly like that. I used to go hang out on the boat. We're going to finish. Let's take a break. We're going to finish. Yeah, I used to hang out on the boat. So, I'm out hustling all night, selling stuff. And my last customer, I probably get through with them like 2:45. And so it's 2:45 in the morning. But it's just like how you get off work at 5. So I'm off work. I don't want to go home and go to sleep. My wife at home, she sleep. The children at home sleep. I just got off work. The only place open is the boat. So I drive out to the boat just to wind down. I don't drink while I'm working. So now at least be able to get one drink. I'm able to socialize. There's women in there. It's dudes in there. It's people to talk to. So it's like a club with no music though. I probably got about $2,700 in my pocket. I gamble 200, 300. The hell do I care? But I'm a hustler and I don't like to lose. So they not getting this. They're not getting this $2,000. That's not happening. I got a limited amount to win. And if I don't win with this $300, it's a wrap. The betting commercials is because the sports is bought and paid for by the mob. The mob runs sports. Didn't I just say that the other day, y'all? Didn't I just tell y'all? Anybody watch me all the time? One of my lives I just said within 2 or 3 days ago, I said, I don't watch sports because it's controlled by the mob. Because it's brought to you by betting. And as soon as you hear that this game is brought to you by DraftKings, that don't sound right. I said, that don't sound right. How the hell is a sporting event brought to you by gambler? And you know, everybody know gambling means the mob. Okay? I've been saying that. Gambling means the mob. Gambling, garbage, construction. Everybody know what businesses they run. Auto, cars. That's their legal businesses where they wash their money. A lot of people finna go, a lot of NBA players and athletes finna go to prison. Because guess what? These ain't no gangsters, these good boys. They went to college. They finna talk. They finna snitch on everybody. The feds want the crime families. So they're going to be telling the athletes, if you can snitch on the crime families, we can give you a break. But the crime families is crime families. So you can expect a couple accidents. You said Trump is going after every sports league. I don't think Trump got nothing to do with this. This investigation happened before Trump won. This is old, Matt. This ain't got nothing to do with Trump. This is old. For them to bust them, this investigation started at least 4 years ago. That's a fact. Trump ain't even been there in a year. This investigation is older than Trump for sure. Yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with Trump. He ain't got nothing to do with that. You don't know what you're talking about. Like I told you, this investigation before Trump, man, you're doing conspiracies. I don't do conspiracies. I just do facts. I just read to you what Gilbert Arenas got busted way before Trump wasn't even in office. If they start this investigation when Trump get in office, ain't nobody even busted yet. Let me take that off of there. It's false information. Don't y'all read. Don't y'all believe false information, okay? That's false information. Okay? Don't listen to Matt. Matt doesn't know what he's talking about. He don't know nothing about the feds. By the time the feds come, it's a long investigation. Trump ain't been in office a year. I don't know, bro. You got to go teach on your own page. You know what I'm saying? Get you a page. Get you a page and go over there and teach on it. Come back tomorrow. Yeah, come back tomorrow. Go get your man right and come back tomorrow. They doing everything. They ain't went nowhere. You already know what's going to happen, Joshua. You already know. That new FBI director, he taken over some other cases before he was the director. I don't be want to talk to people that just be into nonsense conspiracies. I don't waste my time. If you know anything about law enforcement, you know that FBI director, this is not his case. If you know anything about that, it's a case he took over from the agents that have been putting that case together. If you really know what you talk about, if you don't, you got to go somewhere else. This guy, this is not the one that started this case. This FBI director, this is a case that already was well in progress before this man got the job. You don't think nobody gonna snitch on the mafia? Shit. Man, Robert, when they put that 20 years in front of you, you'll tell on anybody. The mafia tell on the mafia. Sammy the Bull told on the mafia. Bruh, 20 years, 30 years, sometimes 10 years, and you already 50 something, you finna tell. Exhibit A. Read it. What it say? Gilbert Arenas, after spending the night in jail with the mafia for gambling, he said, "It looks like y'all stressed. Good luck in court. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be there because I'm snitching." Maybe he was just joking. That's all I say. I rest my case. Maybe he was just, man, let me tell you something. Y'all ever had, anybody over here really had facing a big case? You ever been facing some decades? Had anybody in here ever was facing decades? You would tell and they'll move you out to Arizona. They just move you out to Arizona. They give you protective custody. They'll move you. They'll hide you. You know what I'm saying? They'll hide you. This ain't nothing. Anybody know? We just wait for the names that's finna come out. Because now they finna tell on everybody. Yeah, they finna tell on everybody. If anybody did anything, it's coming out. Over the next 24 months, watch what come out. They telling everything. Anybody in the NBA that did any skimming, that missed shots on purpose, anything like that, if any of them people know, they gonna tell. They gonna tell. They gonna tell everything they know. You can bet that. There's men out here. He don't want to leave that woman. Somebody else gonna get her. Man, a man will snitch on you before he leave his wife. Not to even mention the children, but the wife, he telling. He telling to stay with her. He not finna do no 10 years away from his wife. He know she gone. He knows she gonna be sleeping with somebody else while in there. A lot of men, they can't handle that. They can't handle nobody sleeping with their wife. They go crazy. They be ready to turn to violence over that. They be ready to crash out over their wife, over them women. You want to get hurt, mess with a man's wife and let him catch you. You be out of here. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the iceberg. Bodies already probably been dropping. It just ain't associated. You say you telling if you get more than 6 months. I was looking at 8 to 40, but I didn't tell anybody because nobody had nothing to do with it. I was working on my own. I wasn't gonna tell on my connect what they got to do with me selling. So I would have just took my lumps. You know, don't get in it if you ain't built like that. But that was just me arrested by myself. I get arrested with 5 or 6 dudes, I'm gonna tell because one of them gonna tell. One of them gonna tell to go home and make me stay. So then I'm trying to go home before you. So that's a whole different scenario. If a bunch of us get arrested, the first one tell go home. You know what I'm saying? What do I think about people that do years for not snitching? It depends on the situation with the snitching. There's a lot of different types of snitching. You're not loyal to the gang. You did the crime and you're gonna do the damn time. That's not loyal to the gang. That's you standing on your crime. You know what I'm saying? If you go out here and you do a crime, why would you do? You know what I'm saying? If you do a crime, how you telling on somebody? You did the crime. So a lot of men, when we do crime, we did the crime. So we're not gonna tell your crimes to get out of our crimes because a lot of snitching, Robert, is you doing crimes, I'm doing crimes. I get caught doing my crime. Then I go say, well, Robert doing crimes. A lot of men just don't want to do that. That ain't loyal to the gang. That's just straight rat. That's just standing on the fact you did something wrong. That's not loyal to the gang. What gang? You did it and you got caught. If you doing it and you didn't get caught, why would I throw you under the bus? Like, Why would I tell on you? So it's like, Robert, you talking about people that don't belong in it. So if you ain't willing to do the time, you don't belong in it. So you talking about people that don't belong in it, then they get in trouble, and so now they just turn to rats because they was doing something they wasn't built for it. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be built for it. So I'm out moving, doing stuff by myself. I get in trouble. I don't know nothing. I'm not seeing nothing. That ain't loyal to the gang. There is nothing to tell. What is there to tell? I did this. I got caught. That is. What he doing ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing. So why would I tell on him? He don't got nothing to do with what I'm doing. So the game, that's not the game. It's just a rat, low life rat that you're gonna get locked up, and they're gonna check your paperwork, and you're gonna get airlifted out anyway. If you have to go to prison. Now, if you can snitch and don't go and send somebody else somewhere for something you did, I don't know. I don't know about none but that it ain't got nothing to do with the game. If I'm in the ring and we selling stuff and I'm copping from Robert and I go get two birds and I get caught, I just got caught. That's it. I'm not gonna tell on him. He don't got nothing to do with me. These my birds. I went and got these birds for me. What he got to do? He don't got nothing to do with it. That's not being loyal to the gang because it ain't no gang. I bought this stuff and I bought this stuff. It ain't no gang. I don't owe him no. I don't owe the other dude no loyalty or no disloyalty. I don't owe nothing. I bought my own stuff and I got caught with it. Say like I'm not being loyal to him, not telling. He don't got nothing to do with it. So people like, well, you was loyal to him. No, I wasn't loyal, but he don't got nothing to do with it. Loyal to him is if I'm in the car and he in the car and it's his stuff and they put it on me. If it's his stuff, if we in the car and he got two birds and he put it on me, then I'm gonna have to say this is his. But that's him trying to put something on me. But if I go buy something from you that's mine that I'm finna sell and make money, and when I leave you, I go and later I get caught with it, that's just it. I just got caught with it. And that just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. If you ain't no gangster, don't do no gangster stuff. Because if you're a hustler, you're going to have to be a gangster too. You can't just be no hustler. You know what I'm saying? Gilbert might have, yeah, Gilbert, he going to be suspected. He going to be suspected. Going to be a lot of people suspecting. A lot of people going to go down. Now, loyal to the game, Robert, is we all hustling together and I get caught. I'm not going to tell on the crew like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell on the crew what they got to do with me being caught. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. That's why I don't get in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know he did. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing if you can't stand on it. That's what I try to tell you. If you can't do your time, don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do your time, don't do it. The same way you gonna make the money, the same way you gonna get the cars and you gonna get the jewelry and you gonna get the women. All right, you gotta take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? And you don't go sleep with none of the guys' wives or nothing like that. Don't be a scumbag. So as far as my crew, when I got arrested, I didn't even think about my crew because what they got to do with it. We all working on our own. They ain't got nothing to do with what they trying to charge me with. That's my stuff. I'm gonna sell that stuff, and I'm gonna buy cars, and I'm gonna buy my wife coats, and I'm gonna fix up the house, and it's just me. That's it. But you don't get in it if you can't. If you ain't built like that, don't get in it. That's what the streets is. If you're not built like that, don't get in it. Have I ever been framed and got falsely arrested? The police be arresting me for stuff. But no, I never got framed because I always moved by myself. I always moved for dolo. I only moved by myself. So it's impossible for me to get framed. I only move for dolo. If you want to holler at me and you're going to pull up in your car, I'm going to pull up in my car, you're going to pull up in his car. And I'm going to leave in my car, you're going to leave in your car, you're going to leave in your car. So I've always been for dolo. We are an organization, but we are an organization of individuals that work for themselves. And the big man bringing all the weight, and he distributed to us. That's the only reason we plug is from we all cop from the same person. That's it. It's the only connection we got. And then for doing that so long, you'd be like brothers. But that's it. You're an independent contractor, though. When I go buy two birds from you, I don't work for you. I don't work for you. You don't work for me. You got it from the cartels. I got it from you. My customers get it from me. None of us work together. Say they ask you where you got the birds from. I don't got no birds. That ain't mine. That ain't mine. I ain't never snitched because it never was mine. I was always innocent. To snitch, I gotta, if they catch me with the birds and they say where I got it from, and I say I got it from him, now I'm admitted as man. So I just lost my case. As soon as I tell on you, I lost my case. I'm going to prison regardless. Why would I do that? I was a real criminal. Whose are these? I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. That's not mine. I was really that. I was really a hustler. I was really gangster, for real. There's no play. When my book come out, you'll see. I never told because the shit wasn't mine. I don't know where that shit came from. And even if they give me 20 years, if they look on the record and they say he always said it wasn't his, they'll let me out early. Because he always said it wasn't his. It ain't mine. How I'ma tell? That's not mine. And when I went to the county jail, I told everybody it wasn't mine. I told the same lie to everybody. I told my relatives it ain't mine, my wife it ain't mine, every nigga in jail it ain't mine, my lawyer it ain't mine, the judge it ain't mine. I never told the truth. I lied so much that even after I beat the case, it took me 2 years to stop lying. I was still 2 years, 2 years after I beat the case, I was still saying it ain't bad. I said, oh, okay, I guess I can tell the truth now. That's how much I was lying. It ain't mine. And have I been to prison before? No. That's why I'm a superstar in Chicago. I'm a superstar. I was a superstar in the county jail. Man, Pharaoh ain't never been down. Man, I can't believe you ain't been down all the dirt your ass and did. Say, man, I ain't did nothing. That's why I ain't been down. I ain't never did nothing in my life. Shit ain't bad. Come on, man. I'm not doing no self-snitching. Y'all go in there and prove it's mine. I'm saying it's not. I got to get on the stand. That's not mine. And I'm innocent until proven guilty. You got to prove it is. Why would I prove it's mine? That shit not mine. What was in your car? Hey, man, a lot of people been driving my car. Who? My wife's cousin's friend was driving it. I loaned it to her cousin. She let some dude drove it. I had just got it back. I don't know. I can find a story to tell you. It ain't mine. Okay? I don't know whose that is. You got to snitch on yourself to snitch on somebody. Where'd you get the gun from where you shot him with? What gun? That ain't my gun. You know what I'm saying? What gun? You got to tell on yourself to snitch. You understand? You got to tell on yourself to snitch. I ain't do nothing. I don't know who shit that is. They can say whatever the hell they want to say. That's what you got a lawyer for. You understand? That's what you got a lawyer for. Let the lawyer do the job. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how this play out. You know what I'm saying? And I expect more indictments. More people gonna get told on more indictments. And with the mafia, with full families, I expect some people gonna get some visitations too. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. I can tell you that. I know they shaking in their boots. 4 crime families involved. That ain't no joke, man. That ain't no joke. So it's like if you open your mouth, it's gonna go bad. You understand? And that's for real. It's a mess. This is what happens when you get greedy. Gambling is a bad habit. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Gambling is bad. It's addictive, and it could get you in a lot of trouble. Don't gamble. Don't gamble. Gambling is bad, and it could get you in a lot of trouble. You could lose everything. You could lose everything gambling. So look, make a donation to the channel, super chat, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Stay positive, stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And let these type of things be a lesson to you. And don't get involved with crime because it's a lot of times it's a one-way road, and is no going back. Especially if you get involved with the wrong people, you can lose everything, including your life. So stay positive. These NBA players, they mess up their money. They don't teach them no money management or nothing, and this is what you get. So we'll be talking about this in a couple of days because this is getting ready. The news finna blow up. You know how it is. They ain't released all the information. So just get ready. You know what I'm saying? And G's up. Victory.